Welcome back to the Dividend Diplomats YouTube channel. Guys, it's Bert and Lanny, your boys here from Cleveland, Ohio, the land representing the dividend investing community. And we're here to talk to you about not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, not six, not seven, but 8 dividend increases that happened during that last full week of October, baby.
Man, my head is spinning here and we are amped up. We are excited to talk to you about dividend increases and tell you how many of the 8 we own and how much our dividend income is going to grow, hopefully, from this. That's what the beauty of this is. Let's go. Let's get hyped up, everybody. But before we do, there's one thing you got to do. Please subscribe to our channel. Give us a nice thumbs up here. Let us know at the end of this video too how many of these dividend increases you received. Lanny, you ready? You hyped up? You ready to talk some dividend increases?
Let's do it, brother. So guys, we talk about increases because this is the beauty of investing into dividend stocks, guys. You own the stock. It pays you a dividend yield. But then these companies perform well and they continue to raise that dividend payout to you. So your passive income stream, your dividend income stream grows by just owning the shares of stock in the company.
Yeah.
So we have
here, Lanny. I'm just sleeping here because that's what all I need to really do to get these dividend increases. You don't have to do.
You just rip your Pokemon cards, Bert, and you get increases in the meantime.
I know, and then your Pokemon cards increase in value. You reinvest them in your Pokemon set. It all kind of works out here. All right, though. 8 dividend increases. Lanny, this first one that we're going to talk about, I would say, and correct me if I'm wrong here, this is one of the darlings of the dividend growth investing community. A lot of people own this company, and a lot of people were eagerly anticipating what they were going to do.
You know, AbbVie, ticker symbol ABBV, the big pharma, big spinoff from Abbott Labs, a handful of years ago. They've historically raised their dividends so strong, year after year. But we knew that growth was going to slow at some point, right, Bert?
Yeah, it came out of the gate firing, well, especially when Humira was just going around, just printing out money for them. Now patents are expiring. Others are coming in there. There's some cash flow concerns. They've made a lot of strategic moves to diversify away from Humira. But to your point, after the spinoff, double-digit dividend increases were the norm. With a strong, solid yield that's typically over 4%, you could only sustain double-digit dividend increases for so long.
So again, they raised their dividend 5% from $1.41 to $1.48. I know so many investors here in the community appreciated the increase, albeit, I don't know where everybody's expectations were, but 5%, pretty solid though.
Yep, you can't complain about that. Especially when they're yielding 4%. That's almost 10% combined if you take the yield plus the dividend increase. We like to see a 10% mark there. Lanny calls it the dividend factor. I think it's a good name for it. So remember, 10% plus. We're going to evaluate the other 7 companies along the way. Everybody, like this video if you got that AbbVie dividend increase. Let's move into our favorite sector here for number 2, big oil. This company last year hung on to being a dividend aristocrat by a thread. They waited till the last possible second in 2021 to announce that dividend increase. They moved their standard month from April to October now. So we captured that at the very end here. This company is big oil, ExxonMobil, ticker symbol XOM. With how much that company's price has shot up, their yield has lowered over 2022. They're now only yielding 3.44%. And Lanny, what was that dividend increase here for Exxon?
Guys, that increase was 3.4% for ExxonMobil. Again, ticker symbol XOM went from 88 cents to 91 cents at 3.4%. Oil is having record profits right now, record revenue. So I think everybody was pretty teed off that it was only 3.4%. You got to think of where they were 12 months ago, 24 months ago, 30 months ago, and stuff was not looking great for ExxonMobil. So I think they're trying to protect the balance sheet and cash flow a little bit here.
Yep. I think oil investors will appreciate what's happened in the last 5 years and them trying to protect themselves from getting out over their skis and doing too large of increases they won't be able to sustain.
What was the so too large for their skis?
No, don't get ahead of their skis.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Cool. Yeah, I've never really heard that. That's
Oh yeah. No, yeah, get ahead of your skis, start tumbling down. That's the
nice
expression there. So we don't want that to happen. Moving to number 3 here. Lanny, I don't think I can do this one justice the way you can. Why don't you tell us about this third company?
Sure. Rockwell Automation, ticker symbol ROK. Really in the industrial space there, guys. I've owned Rockwell for quite a few years now. I know, Bert, I don't think you did you recently hop on the Rockwell bandwagon? Are you sure?
I'm very sure I did not.
Yeah.
I've talked about it, but I never did.
So, again, at the time of the increase, they went from $1.12 to $1.18, a nice 5.4%, beating AbbVie. AbbVie, take that. Rockwell Automation here for you. But at the time of the increase, after the increase, their yield was still only 2% for ROK. And in fact, the last 5 days, they're actually up 5%. Last month, up 13%. Again, we're filming this video now on November 1st, recapping this. So the yield is actually now back down below 2% since they've increased that dividend.
It's nuts. Rockwell's management team is saying, if you smell what Rockwell's dividend is cooking.
Man, we're gonna have to pull that out a little bit more often. Not too shabby, Bert.
Thank you. Pretty
good.
I know. We're feeling it here tonight. Man, we might have to bust it back out for number 4 here on this list.
Number 4.
Number 4, WestRock, ticker symbol WRK. WestRock is telling everybody to head down Jabroni Avenue, take that dividend increase, shine it up real nice, and stick it straight up your portfolios. Bleep. That's right here. WestRock announced a double-digit 10% dividend increase. They are taking the pole position so far. This is the best dividend increase of the first half of this video. Everybody, WestRock, 10%, yielding 3.23%. Fan-freaking-tastic.
That is the updated yield as of the November 1st close price. But yeah, going from 25 cents to 27.5 cents. Now, guys, we can't forget what WestRock used to do. They used to pay 46.5 cents during February of 2020. Pandemic happened, cut it to 20. And then shortly thereafter, a quarter, actually at one point they suspended payments for like a year. Then they came back with 20 cents. Then they go into 24, then to 25. Now they're at 27.5. So they're still climbing their way. They're still 19 cents off from where they used to be before the pandemic.
Let's move into the second half of this video here. Marathon Oil is number 5.
Big oil, baby.
Marathon is always the most confusing though, because they're the 2 marathons, Lanny. There's that said, if you hold MRO, make sure you're paying attention to the ticker here for Marathon shareholders. You receive one heck of a dividend increase. It went from 8 cents to 9 cents. That's a 12.5% dividend increase. Add that to their 1.16% dividend yield. That is over our 10% threshold we look for in that dividend factor. So kudos to you, Marathon Oil, ticker symbol MRO shareholders.
Going up a penny, 8 cents to 9 cents, double-digit increase. Can't complain about it. And yeah, I mean, technically, you're getting a raise that's above the rate of inflation. Yield, they're not paying you that much, but again, it's growing at a higher clip. They should be able to continue to do that going forward. You feeling me?
I'm feeling you. Moving to number 6 here. All of you Mighty Ducks fans, we got the flying V coming out here for this next dividend increase. Ticker symbol V. Visa, swipe that dividend increase right here, because this one was a doozy. I don't know Visa, so Lanny, it's up to you to tell everybody, all of our viewers, what was this dividend increase?
Of course, guys. And again, Visa, historically, since they've been public, when you think of Visa, they think of high growth, a lot of spend, a lot of interchange, a lot of swiping going around across the globe. Obviously, Visa, MasterCard, the big players are trying to get into the cryptocurrency space as well, trying to grab those transactions, digital transactions. And then there's also the, real-time payments, the other ACH network rails that are happening that Visa also is trying to figure out a way to become a part of it. But ever since they've been paying a dividend, those increases have always been double digits pretty much for the most part. And guess what? They didn't fail us here. They kept that streak alive for double-digit increases. They actually went from, I believe, 37.5 cents to 45 cents. So they increased it 20%, Bert. If you can correct me if I'm wrong there.
You are not wrong. So no correction is needed in this video, everybody. That is freaking huge. Visa's never been the highest yielder, but they certainly deliver on the dividend increase front. So if you're going to have a low yield, you better have a high dividend growth rate, and Visa always has that covered.
Yeah, again, 20% is pretty impressive, even at this stage of the game. Granted, they're still a higher growth company, but with all the headwinds, obviously inflation, less spending, less swiping, less revenue, you would think, for Visa. So again, very impressive to see them come out with a 20% banger on top of that 0.87% yield.
Ooh-wee. Speaking of 0.87% yield, let's move into number 7. That's actually not a very good segue because this company's yield is always in the high 3%. That's currently where it is as well. This one is one of my favorite, longest utility companies that I've owned in my portfolio. So I was juiced up when this company announced a nice increase. American Electric Power, ticker symbol AEP. What I love about this company is their dividend increases are always fairly consistent. They're always in that 6 to 7 to 8% range. That's exactly what they did. They increased that quarterly dividend from 78 cents to 83 cents. For all of those checking the scoreboard, that is a 6.4% dividend increase, pushing that dividend factor over 10%. That's what it's all about. AEP just delivering once again.
Based in Columbus, Ohio. You got to give it up for the O-H-I-O.
I mean, I'm sure all those Penn State fans that are watching are still reeling from that impressive, not impressive, but that one heck of an end of the game for Ohio State. But hey, we're not here talking about football. We're here talking about dividend increases. So that's what it's all about. 6.4% from AEP.
Probably one of the most consistent, increases on this list, again, in that tight spot of 4 to 8%. Last three increases, 6.4, 5.4, 5.7.
Yeah, I was going to say AEP and AT&T are the two most consistent dividend increasers in my portfolio.
All right, moving on from that comment, let's go into dividend increase number 8, final, the 8th stock.
Final countdown.
Bro, I thought you may have evaluated this stock at one point in time. Wasn't this a spinoff as well?
It was. We talked about Kontoor Brands, ticker symbol KTB, the beginning of 2022 on this channel. I think they were a spinoff from, don't tell me, they were a spinoff from VFC, right? Ticker symbol VFC. That's right. Brands, Wrangler, and Lee. They just took their best brands and said, here you go, you're your own company. What always blew my mind was that strong brand presence, the fact that they didn't own the retail, they just owned the inventory that went in the stores. That's what I always liked about Kontoor. And they always had a very strong dividend yield. And that hasn't changed since we did that evaluation from a long time ago, has it, Danny?
No, I mean, guys, they still yield, well over 5% for Kontoor Brands. Again, ticker symbol KTB. And they went from, I believe, 46 cents to 48 cents a share, or a 4.3% increase. And, again, they're trying to get their own little dividend growth streak going. Last year, they raised their dividend about 15%. Obviously, with the way that retail has been this year, stock price has plummeted, yield has gone up, but the dividend increases keep coming, baby.
That's right. That was a nice, solid 4.3% increase, Lanny. So, I mean, Kontoor, it's not the 15% from the year before, but they still had a solid dividend increase. It's what now? 48% quarterly dividend, up from 46 cents. So not too bad.
It's a lot to appreciate from a 30% decline in the stock price this year as of November 1st, guys. Literally now trading at 35.88, down 29.99% this year. So they are getting pummeled by the market.
So we're going to go through the 8 dividend increases, but we want all of you to hang around because there's one bonus dividend increase we're going to talk about that hasn't fully been announced yet, but we're going to get through the ones that actually have made their announcement first. So let me just rip through and summarize these dividend increases. 1, AbbVie, 5%. 2, ExxonMobil, 3.4%. Rockwell Automation, 5.4% dividend increase. WestRock, 10%. Cha-ching. Marathon Oil, ticker symbol MRO, 12.5%. Visa, ticker symbol V, hold my beer with that 20% dividend increase. AEP, Mr. Consistent, 6.4% dividend increase. Kontoor Brands, 4.3%. Whew.
So Bert did a little tease there, guys. So let's really think about this. The dividend hasn't been announced yet, but there was another big oil player that gave us a little bit of an expectation. You know, currently, if you own the ADR, you earn about 50 cents per share per quarter, I believe, based on the calc. Now, what they should be doing and what they announced in the next month or two for the first quarter of 2023 dividend should be, again, tentatively, allegedly, should be 15% higher. Am I right there, Bert?
That is right. That is so exciting because it's a company that we both own. It was one of my first dividend stocks I purchased. And Lanny, I believe it was one of yours too. We've owned this company for a long time. We're pumped up to receive that dividend increase. Do you want to tell them who it is, Lanny?
It is Shell, ticker symbol Shell with 1 L.
Oh.
And so, yeah, guys, they could be going from 50 cents to 57, 57 and a half cents. We'll have to really see what they announce here in the next month or two, right?
Yep. But chances are, if they made that kind of announcement, without assuming a collapse of oil, if things remain the same, they're probably going to announce something very similar to 15%. You don't throw that out there and then pull it back for no reason. Something's going to have to happen. So,
yeah, and just remember this, though, too. They did increase their dividend earlier this year. So this would be the second increase this year.
A double dip right there for Shell, potentially. So, Lanny, of this list, I own AbbVie, Exxon, WestRock, AEP, 4 of 8 from the ones that have announced, 5 for 9 if you include Shell on that list. What about you, big fella?
Well, we've got AbbVie. We've got Exxon. We've got Rockwell. We've got WestRock. We've got Visa. And then if you count Shell, 6 of 9. Holy smokes.
I got so excited. My chair started sliding away down here. That's freaking awesome. What a week to see your income increase. What a week for us. Everybody, let us know down there how many of these 8 companies that actually announced, and let us know what you think about Shell too. How many of the 9 do you own, and how much did your income grow? We're juiced up. We're excited. Dividend increases. That's what it's all about, everybody.
Guys, we appreciate the love and the support. Definitely subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Like the heck out of this video. We'll keep the dividend content coming. Bert, any other parting words, my man?
No, you said it best. Keep investing. Keep watching. This is what it's about. Your income grew without having to lift a freaking finger. Come on, everybody. How awesome is that?
Let's go, Browns. That was Bert the Hurt and Lanny from the Dividend Diplomats. Over and out.